You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez on WCPT 820.
You know, I talk about our Jefferson Park Sunday Market every time we are heading into the weekend and we're celebrating together at the Jefferson Memorial Park. And this past weekend, friends of ours in the neighborhood came to stop by and tell folks about their great office here on the Northwest Side. Joining me in studio, well, first of all, let me just say thank you so much for coming in on a Friday. I know that you are a new dad. Thank you so much. We have Alex. How do I say your last name, Alex?
Orihuela.
Why don't that microphone work?
Orihuela?
Orihuela. What, may I ask the origin?
Bolivian. I'm half Bolivian, half Greek.
Oh, okay. So we got that's why I got a Greek pastry, apparently.
Yes.
You guys stopped across the street. How do I pronounce that, Dina? How do I pronounce the name of the bakery? Zimi. Thank you so much for bringing me a treat. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from originally?
So originally I was born and raised in Chicagoland area, so in the suburbs.
You can tell us which one.
Yes. I was born in Highland Park, but I grew up in Skokie and I moved around a little bit. So
okay.
I moved to California, came back to Illinois, and yes, yeah.
And you decided to open up office in the Chicagoland area?
Absolutely, yes. I actually... Yeah.
What drew you to working in this line of work, of physical therapy?
Yes, it actually started when I was younger. I was a baseball player and I played sports when I was younger, so it really pushed me to be a better person myself. And then knowing how people get injured during sports, I said, well, I want to help everybody else. It's not just sports, but anybody in general.
Well, the thing about, because I played softball and I was a swimmer and I went to Lane Tech, so I'm from Chicago too.
Okay.
And the thing about teenagers is that they feel like they're, absolutely impermeable, like they're, and they throw themselves into these sports. And I knew a lot of kids that had torn rotator cuffs, they had knee injuries, they had back injuries. I mean, one kid, you guys are too young because when I went to Lane, there was a football player in the opening minutes of a football game. He took a header and had a spinal cord injury. Oh yeah. So I appreciate that you probably saw kids around you, getting hurt at young ages that was going to affect them for the rest of their lives, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so you found a way to work with them and understand our bodies.
Absolutely. And I think it's really important to look at not just younger individuals, but older individuals as well. It doesn't matter if you're asymptomatic and you don't have something, you can always come in and talk to us and we can always find something to help you.
And Dina, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Palos Hills. My parents are Greek, so I'm also Greek American. And now I live in Naperville with my husband and my 4 kids and my 2 dogs.
Oh, what was your journey to physical therapy?
Interestingly, I actually was going to go into medical school, and I was thinking that maybe I'm going to be going, doing physical therapy or occupational therapy. And I had a cousin who was an occupational therapist, a pediatric therapist, and said, come and see us so you could see the difference. And I ended up really falling in love with occupational therapy. So I'm an occupational therapist, and I've been an OT for 30 years.
What?
I'm an old
We're
lady.
just babies. Stop. I've been doing stand-up comedy for 30 years, so I feel you. And for folks who might not be familiar with occupational therapy, my understanding and my experience with my son is it's fine motor skills. And this could be for people who maybe had an injury, stroke recovery as we get older, people who have arthritis and things like that, right?
Right. You're definitely right. Oftentimes, occupational therapists will say we're more the functional, we're all about function. And of course, in doing our daily activities such as brushing your teeth, eating, dressing, we use our hands. So that's why we typically will focus more on, the upper extremity and fine motor and gross motor coordination of the arms and the hands. Yeah.
And what one of the focus of, so it's called it's called Physical Therapy and Balance Center. And so balance is something that we don't really, we kind of think, oh, I'm fine. I can left, right. But there's so many elements to that, whether it's how we move through a space, how we carry ourselves. And as we get older, I have vertigo, which is really fun. Yeah, I have that crystallization. I have to do those like head twirling things.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun. I know.
but it makes me really mindful and aware of how, which is the same word, of how I'm getting older and changing a lot. And there are ways for us to move through this life and continue to care for ourselves, isn't there?
Absolutely, that's correct. And when you look at balance in general, there's many factors that go into it. And because physical is an orthopedic and neurological clinic together, outpatient clinic together, we utilize both system or both ways to make your body better and make your body be able to balance on even surfaces, uneven surfaces, whichever one it may be.
And what do you want folks to know? So, because we are on the Northwest side, and I know that there are physical these offices and clinics throughout the Chicagoland area. How many are there actually?
Currently, we have around 16 or 17, but soon to be 19.
So, congratulations, everybody. And so you're a doctor of physical therapy.
That is correct.
So that's how long did that take for that degree?
It took 3 years for the doctorate degree and about 4 or 5 for the undergrad.
Oh boy. So it's a lot of studying. What surprised you the most when you got involved in physical therapy?
I think what surprised me the most with physical therapy in general is the communication that everybody has in collaboration with medical doctors and your nurse, or whether it's a physical therapist and an orthopedic surgeon or a physical therapist and neurologist. It's really important that we all come together and we start talking and we look at the patient as a whole. So at Physical, what we do is we look at the patient holistically. So we do specialized and personalized care for each individual, because every person is different, and each person two people can have the same presentation of back pain, but what we do is we treat them differently in that aspect.
Right, and that's the individualized, because everybody, I talked to Dina about this a lot on Sunday about my son Declan, and it also takes a matter of finding the right fit and working with somebody, right? And it's not a personal thing. It's just what's the right fit and who is willing to sort of take the challenge of someone like Declan. He's nonverbal. He has a lower language reception, and it's been hard for folks, I think, who have a child like mine who either has autism or a neurological disorder, because we have more individuals like that are getting diagnosed. Are you finding that there are evolving ways of working with a population that had for a long time kind of been ignored?
Yes, and especially being in an outpatient neurological orthopedic setting, we are integrating a lot of that together. So in school, sometimes it's orthopedics versus neurology, but we like to put them together and say, hey, you may have, let's say you have weak legs or your hip is hurting. A lot of the times that can play a factor into your balance. Like when somebody walking across the grass to get their garden hose and they're picking it up and they fall. Well, that fall, they might shake it off and say, oh, it's okay. But I think you should go and see your physical therapist. You should come in and get an evaluation or just a balance screening to say, okay, I fell. Is this normal?
Right, because we often learn about somebody in our family as they get older. Sometimes it's a fall that's sadly sort of the progression towards more severe situations, and ultimately like whether it's they give up sometimes. They think, well, this is my situation, this is who I am now, rather than addressing it, right?
Correct. Yes.
Don't give up is what we're saying.
Don't
give up. And at any point, because I think that's one of the things that Dina and I talked about, because my son has been in the crisis with his mobility for 2 years. And I asked her, because I showed her some of the videos, I'm like, am I too late? Because there are specialists who will say, at some point, this might be permanent. And that's really horrifying.
Yeah, I got the chills hearing that, because there's always something you can do. There's always something, even if it's just a little bit of mobility, a little bit of strengthening, something. We are there, and we are instilling not only confidence in you, but in confidence in ourselves when we see our patient just get a little bit better. And that's what we're looking for. It's the small 1% a day that you see the increase in mobility or strength that will make you a better person and make you functionally better.
We are talking to Dina Kartsonas.
Very good.
Who is an occupational therapist and the outreach director, I believe, or community outreach at Physical Therapy and Balance Center over here on the Northwest Side in Jefferson Park. And we also have Alex Orihuela.
Correct.
Close.
Orihuela, yes.
Orihuela. So it hit the I, right? Orihuela.
Yes.
Who is a doctor of physical therapy. And so it's a DPT that's over here. What's the address?
52 14th North Milwaukee Avenue. So right across the street by the police station, actually.
Yeah. And folks, if you think about where Milwaukee and Foster and Central all convene, if you can picture that in your head. They are right behind the Walgreens. There's a Walgreens parking lot, the Walgreens, and then Physical right there on the Milwaukee side, facing the 16th District Police Station.
That's correct.
Yes.
Do you get a couple, 2, 3 of those guys coming in?
Depends on the day.
They wear that heavy gear. They probably walk a little funny. So coppers, get in there, get into Physical. And also our firefighters here on the Northwest side should know about you guys. Let's take a break here. We'll continue our conversation on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal. If you have any questions for the therapy, we take questions from folks. 773-763-9278. If you have any physical therapy, occupational therapy, balance questions, give us a call or text us at 773-763-9278. I want to thank our listeners who are on hold and waiting. I'm going to get your calls right after the news at the top, and we're going to be joined by Matt McNeil, who take our calls with you, the host from the KTNF, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Over the years, we've talked so much about the Mediterranean diet and its health benefits. Now, one of the staples of eating this way is olive oil. But importantly, not all olive oils are created equal. There are a few important factors that determine how healthy your olive oil is going to be. Some of them you don't really have a lot of control over, the harvesting and the processing. But in general, olives that are gently harvested while they are still very green and then processed within a few days or even a few hours, that's going to yield the best oil. So, most important is looking for a label that says extra virgin olive oil, EVOO. That means it's cold pressed only once without heat or chemical solvents, and that's going to help it retain its nutrients. Finally, keep your oil in a cool, dark place and eat it or cook it as soon as possible. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Hey, this is Carly, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Chicken Minis is the combination of flavors. The first thing I always taste is the honey butter. It gets me going in the morning. The Chicken Minis are phenomenal. The roll is soft and the chicken is crispy. I never had chicken for breakfast before, but they were so good. I told my mom and sister about them, and now they're a family thing. It's the perfect breakfast bite.
Breakfast starts with Chicken Minis and Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app. Real customer paid for their testimonial.
July 4th doorbusters are here at Lowe's, so don't miss your chance for big summer savings. Right now, save $30 on a Project Source 18-inch sink bathroom vanity. Was $129, now just $99. And save $10 on a Never Kink 50-foot hose. Was $29.98, now just $19.98. Hurry, these deals won't last long because Lowe's knows savings. Offers valid through 7/1. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Because facts matter. You're listening to WCPT 820. You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez on WCPT 820.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us as we drive it home. We are taking a left turn from our topic of the day. I know everyone wants to get to it, and we will. We've got Matt McNeil coming up at 6 o'clock, host of the Matt McNeil Show on KTNF AM 950 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Many of you know that for the last couple of years, I've been working with my son, and my husband and I have been working very hard to help my son walk again. He suddenly lost the ability to walk in May of 2022. And while he was born with a neurological disorder, his one superpower was walking we were up to like 3-4 miles a day during the pandemic.
That's amazing.
It's how he takes in the world, right? It's how his brain develops. But I also have worked with PTs, physical therapists, developmental therapists, occupational therapists, hippotherapy we've done since he was born. He's been doing hippotherapy since he was 2.5. So I have a little bit of an understanding of some of the work that you do, but I know it's such a wide range. And you mentioned off the air that you have a specialty. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said before, we are an orthopedic and neurological clinic, outpatient clinic together. And what we do is we provide a lot of balance training. We provide a lot of vestibular training, vertigo training. Some other services we provide are dry needling or soft tissue instrumented. Yeah, massage. Yep, absolutely. Infrared, cupping, all of these together help a patient get back to their functional mobility, and that's what we want. We want them to get better, and we want them to treat them, like I said, as an individual and personalized and specialized care.
I love that you both, and Dina and I spent like an hour at the market talking. You're both so very passionate about what you do.
Yes.
And it sounds like you also, like when there's it's like a puzzle, like you like to figure out what angle, how can I come at this? And you have so many tools at your disposal. You mentioned microneedling. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So dry needling itself, it's an acupuncture size needle, and you do have to get trained in this. So this is something where it's 36 hours, 3 weekend courses. It took a lot of time out of my family life, but you know what? It's worth it because I know my patients get better. Sometimes I'm treating family members, and I use it daily.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like, who's getting dry needle today, folks? So tell folks a little bit about, tell me, well, Dina, you were mentioning why it's spelled physical, because I was thinking like it's spelled differently and people should know how to find the website. So why is it spelled with an F?
It's spelled with an F because we're spelled different because we are different is
Nice.
our little motto here.
I love that. So it's Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. The website is physical.com. That's FYZICAL. And I just based on the conversation that we had both this past weekend and today, I love knowing people are invested in their clients and their patients and wanting the best for them. What are some of the things that, when what's the process like? Like someone makes an appointment. Is it like an evaluation? Can I give a little bit of a medical history?
Yes, absolutely. So again, in Chicago, actually in Illinois, you guys have direct access. Direct access meaning you do not need a physician's prescription in order to come into physical therapy.
What?
So yes,
That's
you can
an important
come in.
thing to know.
You can call us. You can say, hey, I want to schedule a physical therapy appointment. We schedule you on our schedule. You can go online and you can click appointment here, and you can make your online appointment if you want to. Once you come into our facility, we're going to take all your information, whether it's insurance, driver's license, and everything, and we are going to verify that before you come in.
And folks want to know, we have a question, so this goes right into my next planned question, which is about insurance, health insurance. A listener asks, do they take Medicare Part B?
Yes, we do.
Yes. Yeah, folks. I mean, that's the scariest and most confusing thing is does my insurance cover it? How much do they cover? So the process with that is, folks come in. Should they run their insurance before they come in for the appointment?
Yes, absolutely. So our front desk does an amazing job of this, and we're working with different companies to help with it. And what we'll do is we'll verify the insurance. We'll let you know approximately how much it'll be, and then we won't have any costs in the background, so we won't hit you with a bill and say, hey, this is $500 now. We will tell you up front, and we'll keep track of it every visit. That way we tell you, okay, this is how much it's going to cost. This is what's important. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do to get healthy. This is your life. You have to take care of yourself as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I know that another topic that Dina and I were talking about is the equipment that you have. And it sounds like you try to, if this doesn't work, if an exercise ball isn't for you, then you also talked about for people who might have other mobility issues, like you have a harness, you have which means like almost like a weightlessness feel too?
Correct. So we have a SOS system, so safety overhead system that we use with most of our patients, if not all of our patients. And a lot of the times what we do is we use it because if they start to lose their balance, it can catch them. And you do that way we can toss a ball. Maybe you're standing on one leg, you're shaking your head left to right, and you're catching, throwing back and forth. Whether you're an athlete or whether you're an elderly individual, or even if you're just a fit individual and you just need to get better, we're going to challenge you with that.
And we mentioned as well, as we age, we do struggle with balance. And again, some people just think, well, it's just a part of getting older. It can be, but it also can be something that you strengthen and then make getting older easier, right?
Absolutely. When you're looking at balance, there's 3 main systems that do it. And those 3 main systems have to work in conjunction in order to feel where you are in space. And that's really important. And that's when we'll look at it. Even if you're not feeling any balance issues or dizziness or whatnot, if you just come in, we will test you on our body track system, which is our mat that we throw people on. That way we can see how they're moving around and what integrating into their balance system.
Now I see in front of Alex, you have a list of things. What did you? Because I hate when people leave, and I know some folks think, oh, you know what I meant to say. Don't leave anything on the table, Doc. What do you want to make sure people know?
At the end of the day, I want you guys to know that we're here to help you, and you have direct access. Take advantage of it. We want you to get better. We want you to go back to your normal day life. We want you to be able to walk a block or 2 blocks to get to the grocery store and come back and be safe. We're here to serve our community. We love our community, and we want to let you guys know we're here.
Dina, what do you want folks to know?
I also want to say the same as Alex, but also just as people walk through the door, I think being that we're a family-owned business, anyone who walks in, we embrace them as part of our family. We call it the physical family, and I think that's from the moment they walk through that door to when they leave, I think they will feel the difference. And people don't often know that, it's a choice, right? Your physician might have a place for you to go for physical therapy, and maybe you've been there and it's been, successful, it's been helpful. But if you're not happy and you want to try something different, it's a consumer's market, right? You can choose where you want to go, just as you can choose your own physician. And we can promise you that you will definitely be embraced as a family member in our physical family.
Because that was a conversation we had. Throughout Declan's 18 years, there have been points where a therapist has said, I think this is as far as he's going to go. I think he's plateaued. Mm-hmm. And what I always hear is, you've run out of ideas. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. No harm, no foul. But putting it on Declan isn't quite, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Let me go find somebody who has a different perspective. Mm-hmm. And so, folks, as Dina was saying, you might be on a plan that just doesn't feel right, or you want to see if there are other sort of perspectives. Right?
Absolutely.
I love that. By the way, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Is your first child?
This is my first child.
Oh, what's the baby's name?
Her name is Sophia.
Oh, it's a beautiful name. Are you getting any rest?
Yeah, we're getting rest. She's almost 11 months old. So the nice thing now is we know the milestones, and she's crawling, she's pulling up on everything. She's standing by herself for a couple seconds. So
the craziest thing is when I have a 20-year-old son too. So I still remember Declan was in the hospital because he had a lot of issues, but Griffin was like 23 months old, and we had a crib. So it was one thing when he started walking, but he was in his crib while I was showering and I was drying off, and I just saw this body run past my bathroom door.
Oh, no.
He had learned how to climb out of the crib, and we never saw him be able. I was just like, so yeah. There's always, you think you got milestones, and it's like when they get that opinion, when they get out of the crib, right? The opinions are fun. Yeah,
she's very opinionated. So I can tell you that she's very vocal.
I love it. Well, folks, it's physical. FYZICAL.com. That's FYZICAL. Is there a phone number that you would want folks to call? Let me see. I can.
I think it's on
the website.
Yes, it's right on the website. Yeah.
Okay. So folks,
and they can even schedule on the website too.
There's
the ability to schedule it.
Yep. Everything is right there, folks. Again, it's physical. FYZICAL, and we look forward to having you back. I'm so glad you guys are in the neighborhood, and I look forward to bringing Declan in to work with you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend. Get some rest.
So grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Karen, Dave. I'm coming for you after the news. More in a moment on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal.